Agri Eastern Cape says it's concerned about the effect of the foot and mouth disease outbreak in other parts of the country. China, the biggest importer of South African wool, has banned wool imports from South Africa due to the outbreak. Agri Eastern Cape says the ban is not justified as wool producers in the province are outside of the regions where the disease has been detected. It says stores and pack houses are full and wool that's already been paid for cannot be shipped out of the country. SABC News reporter Nqonji was at the Agri Eastern Cape Annual Congress looking at this issue.
Today is the first day of Agri EC Congress, and farmers from across the Eastern Cape have gathered in Jeffreys Bay to express some of their concerns. One of the most highlighted issues is the issue of the banning of wool exports by China. The farmers are concerned that this could have dire implications in the economy of South Africa, as China accounts for 70% of some of the wool that gets exported from this country. Well, it has also come into light that it is quite a problem again, as the wool auction is approaching in the nearby future. But let me speak to the president of Agri EC to find out what he thinks about this. A very good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Obviously, the wool issue is the burning one right now. Can you just speak briefly about it and what it implies, basically, for the farmers of this country?
Yes, the banning of the exports to China has got huge ramifications for the industry at the moment. A lot of the wool is actually being sold still to Europe and things like that, but shipping problems to ship the wool overseas, and now China has physically stopped all shipping of wool to China, which has got huge ramifications. I know lots of the wool has already been bought. The problem that the stores have is that the stores are full. There's actually nowhere to put this incoming season's wool and to store it. So we hope that the authorities can sort out the issue quickly and get it moved, because all protocols are in place to actually export the wool.
And I understand that it has been mentioned here that where the outbreak of the disease is not necessarily in the regions where, this wool export usually take place or where the dealings are taking place. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, there's no foot and mouth anywhere near the areas where any wool is produced. It's unfortunately got out of what they term the red zone, which is up at the top end of KwaZulu-Natal and the Limpopo. So it needs to be controlled, but there is definitely no active foot and mouth outbreak in any areas where wool is produced.
And one of the challenges that have been faced by farmers in the Eastern Cape is the issue of drought. It has been quite dire. It's been a problem in the past years or previous years. How has that affected, the agriculture industry?
It's had huge impact. The wool clip and the mohair clip is obviously down because of the last 7 years of drought. Fortunately, we've had two brilliant seasons, but with that comes locusts. You must have heard of the locusts. So we had no grass because it didn't rain, and then we had no grass because the locusts ate it all. So as they say in the classics with farmers, it's either feast or famine.
And I know you have got exciting plans for the future, and also in terms of integrating more people. We had the Premier speaking about the transformation, including women, including or grooming young farmers or growing farmers. What are your plans with regards to that?
It's absolutely vital that we get the youngsters on board, right across all colour schemes. As I said to the Premier in my speech, you would have heard, we are definitely an apolitical organisation, and I reiterate that we are apolitical. We are open to work with anybody on sound business principles. There are lots of young kids that can be accommodated into the commercial industry, and tongue-in-cheek, the Premier asked where all the women are, and they're right next door having their own little conference. He thought we'd left them home in the kitchen, but we're kinder than that. And it's vital that we bring young women into the industry, and that we bring the youngsters into the industry. You can't learn how to farm when you're 60 years old. It's too late.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, that was the president of Agri EC highlighting some of the burning issues that have affected the farmers, including the burning of the wool export by China, highlighting that the mouth and foot disease outbreak that have forced, or rather compelled China to close their borders for export does not affect some of the regions where wool is mainly dealt with, and saying that the issue of drought in the Eastern Cape have had a severe impact in their way of doing things, but has also highlighted that they do call on more people to come on board, saying that they will try and train as many people as possible, as of course you cannot start farming after 60, as he had said. Right now, from myself and Nqonji and colleague Natasha Maqundulu, it's back to you in studio.